I'm at the University of Hull. It's Saturday the 12th of July and it's 16:46 or 14 minutes to 5 in the afternoon PM. I have my tote bag with me, which has been washed because there was a banana squashed in the bottom of it. My side bag and my ear defenders. And at the other end, where there's two tables sat in the outside Whitson's cafe seating area, there was a rucksack, and I asked two members of I think there's been like a function or an open day on today, so I asked two members of the team or staff who were working at the University of Hull. I told them about the bag and they moved it, and they said, well, they took it to lost property. They said thank you. I was recently looking for money at the university, which I don't like to do too much, but I'm a bit feral, you know. I'm from a council estate, and I used to hate the sort of feral street hustler side of myself. But when you're skint and you're in desperation, it's nice to reconnect with your peasant. I went to a Polish delicatessen today, and I asked for free food. She was going to give me some pork and potatoes, but I said I don't eat pork. I said I eat chicken or vegetarian food. So she gave me some chicken. I said, do you have any salad? She gave me some coleslaw. So I had chicken salad, or chicken and coleslaw, and I ate it on Beverley Road outside I suppose it's a building that isn't in use anymore, which means something to me in my journey of life. And it's just connecting with my inner strength. I've had an energy drink today, a Vimto energy drink, and I've had a Fall Move energy drink, which is slightly different. I think it's magnesium. I'm not sure if it has caffeine in it as well, but it gives me a fix. I didn't have an energy drink yesterday. I've just been filling my water bottle. I'm going to check how much money I've got left. I've probably got £1.50. But I said to myself yesterday, I'm not going to break into my fiver. And on the way home, I asked a takeaway for some free food, and he gave me loads of chicken and chips and a Sprite. So I've got £1, 50, 70, 90, £2. So I could go wild and just commit financial suicide and get a Tenzing and a penny. £2 and a penny. I've got some shrapnel at home. And I think this video is a message to people I've been connected to in my journey of healing and fighting against the Satanic Murderous Paedophile network, who tortured me and sold me as a boy into child sex slavery and forced me to rape my girlfriend in my 20s, or they were gonna kill my little brother. So it's a message to Humberside Police, to Sergeant Elliott and her team, to PC Leahy, PC Story, PC Binnington, and any other members of the police force that I've connected with, including, for what it's worth, Sarah, whose badge number is 9524, who I reported the threat from Neil Beadle to on the 101 helpline, and Hannah, badge number 8234, who I reported my neighbour Chanel to again at number 18, and Jamie for the noise and the domestic violence. I'm doing my best to stay alive every day and to honour what goodness I have left inside myself. So this is a message to Humberside Police, to Cypher, to HADS, to home-based treatment, to any members of the NHS and mental health support services in Hull who have supported me, to the trauma centre if my therapist follows my journey on YouTube, to my old friends, family, anybody who has ever known me, Liam Noman. This is a message, and I suppose it's a message to Neil Beadle, to Carol Beadle, to James Smirk, to Jason Croft, to Shane Mark Sargent, to the ghost of Leslie Ann Sargent, formerly Dickinson, who fed me dog shit and sold me as a child sex slave. It's to the Demoupiades, another branch connected to my grandmother. They were like the cousins. It's to the Normans. It's to the Beadles. It's to the Smirks. Here I am. I've survived on my own since I was a boy. I was fortunate to meet friends when I became an adult who weren't perfect, but they helped give me some tools to I suppose to keep me alive, which was different to the tools of the network, where they wanted me to take Rebecca's soul, to keep them happy, and to become a rapist for life in my homemade jogging bottoms. All I'm trying to do is create a beautiful life. I have a large tablet which is very slow. It's a Lenovo tablet, and I suppose it probably helps protect me when I'm walking down Beverley Road with this huge tablet and my ear defenders, because it's probably an appropriate symbol for my special needs. But if I'm put in danger again by these satanic murderous paedophilic freaks, it's obviously much nicer to have your own phone so you can call the police. You know, I like my phone. I like the case for my phone. I like the disability of my phone, that I can't make a video with the headphones and hear myself, and that it's slow. Well, it's not slow. It's a good phone, but it has a few issues. It's a really good phone, but it has a few imperfections. But it's my phone. I like my phone. I've sold some marla beads which I made. I made some marla beads. I sold them for £9. And in my Vinted account, that £9 is still in there. But I can't access Vinted because the police have my phone, and I need to get the code for my mobile number to access certain accounts. And I'd love to cash in my £9 from Vinted so I can buy some energy drinks and some food and just be happy that I sold my first pair or set of marla beads. But I can't do that. You know, that being just being a citizen and cashing out my money from Vinted for my marla beads, not that being touching someone up or killing them or raping someone to be covered in red, which you never wanted. I just want to live as a human being. I'd love to have my marla beads. I've had the same fucking wallet for, I don't know, a lot of years, which is vague. The network like vague. It's cut in half. Maybe this was my spirit helping me remember the rape, but I cut my wallet in half because it just It's easier for me. I don't need that much. Probably another term they conditioned me with. Got my notepad. Got my flip-flops. I repaired my flip-flops. You can see who I am when you see my repair job. But it's not the worst repair job. It's done the job, you know. I just want to live as a normal human being. And if anybody from the Satanic Murderous Paedophile Network is listening to this, trying to get any of my juice, any of my essence, because you're trapped, I have compassion and understanding for where you came from, because you were obviously converted into a person who is beyond redemption, where, and I'm sorry God, you know, but where the only options for you are being put in a prison cell for the rest of your life, or a very long time, or to be dead, to keep the general public safe. But I understand that a lot of people who become these satanic murderous paedophiles, like Carol and like Neil, they had very limited options. They have to be responsible and accountable for who they are, who they became. But the torture and the pressure and the oppression from evil family members, when you've got no escape, when they blackmail you with dirty money, when you feel skin and rotten and disgusting and you've got nowhere to turn. I understand why Carol and Neil and James, I understand how they got converted by evil, monstrous psychopaths, including, I believe, Kevin O'Loughlin, who was a massive fucking gangster as far as I know, including what involved murders and terrifying the fuck out of people, and his right-hand man Kim, possibly Kim Mitchell, or who I think maybe battered Neil before he was converted. I think Kim used to shag and then batter fuck out of my mum and make her enjoy it, and then he became her pimp. And my mum was possibly raped by, well, I'm possibly from a rape. Obviously Josh, I'm sorry if Josh, well, my middle brother is an incest child by force from my mum's stepdad, Jim Smirk, who, in my opinion, is the main suspect of Lee's murder. I think Leslie's dad, who she was besotted with and possibly had an incestuous relationship, Gordon Dickinson, it's repressed, but he was a satanic murderous paedophile who we used to go and see in the bed. Marie, which I think is just spelt like Marie, M-A-R-I-E. She has a brother called John. They're possibly Dickinsons, but I think she was married to Gordon, or she was like his mistress or his girlfriend. She used to be like downstairs in the kitchen, and we'd go up and see him in the bed, and he'd say, "Fucking coppers." And he'd take Neil out to batter fuck out of the postmen to steal the mailbags. And they were evil. And Lee Smirk, who had special needs in the 70s, who was on Branzone, was obviously murdered. And that's at least how it started in relation to me. And then my mum had me to my dad, who was an ethnic man with like dark skin, Somali blood. It's like a huge threat and insult to the evil satanic family that she was from, but some liberation for her. Perhaps some warped liberation if I was from a rape. And then Jim obviously doubles down on keeping Lee Smirk's murder silent, my mum's stepdad, by giving her a child who she convinced had the same dad as me. So I'm gonna go for a walk. I'll possibly go by the Alam building. Sometimes James, who bum raped me as a boy and was a twisted satanic murderous monster paedophile, and would be outside Welly nightclub or in Welly nightclub when I was with my friends. Like, I once is just enough, isn't it? I was really killing it one night as far as I remember, in my fucking crazy and somewhat checkered past, on the Welly dance floor with my friends, and we were sort of, I suppose, connecting. And if my memory serves me correctly, I leave the nightclub with her, and then James goes past in his car, his Golf. Alright, Liam! And then they just remind you of that energy, and you go from freedom to a little dirty, disgusting, disease-ridden piece of shit who used to suck your uncle's cock and suck menstrual blood out your mum's fanny, who survived attempted murder and torture and trafficking and the most brutal beatings a human being could experience. So it just ruins your connection, and you go from hero to zero, you know? Some of the shame I have to live with the stuff that they tell you to do when you're with your friends is absolutely unreal. I used to use the disabled toilet at Axis Telecom, and I once blocked it with putting fucking paper towels down the toilet. And please excuse my vagueness and making myself sound incredible, but there's a strong possibility that that's something James instructed me to do when I was just trying to make my way, because they think about your home, they think about your workplace, they think about your friend group, they know where it all is. They know where everything is, all the innocence of the children, all the possibilities of destruction, you know, blocking. Whether this example is correct or not, it's probably from his mind control and feeding me to do stupid shit. But they know, just use paper towels when you go in that toilet, Liam. Use paper towels. Block the toilet, you know, flood the toilet. Fire extinguishers. Throw them off the balcony when you've had a few. Down to the wire. Is it down to the wire? That was an expression, again, to the best of my knowledge, that in my mind control, there's Alan building behind me. What down to the wire meant was that if I don't do what they want me to do, to bring the devil into my current reality, then my little brother Miguel Beadle, his life is at risk, and they had that much mind control over me. No, what it is, Liam. You've got to ask me. You ask me. I'll tell you. Is it down to the wire? Oh, Liam! I'll just check for you. I think it is. It's down to the wire. Oh, fucking hell, it's down to the wire. So then they're asking me to go onto webcam sites and masturbate on the beach in Dubai, and then go back to the family home where I'm living with my cousin and the children, and then show my cousin's husband, who functioned for some time as my quote-unquote cousin, show him, in my eyes, that I've masturbated on the beach in Dubai. My journey, as I said to a representative of Safeline, has been worldwide. I've been to New York, where I couldn't take photos because it was disrespectful to your dad, who you found dead on the floor. And before he died, they were getting me to fucking make him do press-ups and film it. And obviously he was an old, ill man, aside of any sins or karma he carried in the family. And then they asked me to put a drink in his fridge and say certain stuff to him regarding death. And they're just convincing me that he's old-fashioned or he's old-fashioned, which I think for them is a code name for being a paedophile. Which I'm not casting any aspersions on my dad. I still need to... My dad was absent in my life. That's his biggest crime. Because he didn't protect me. And all of my trauma and sexual abuse, to the best of my knowledge, has been from the Satanic Murderous Paedophiles from my mum's side. However, when I went into a dark healing space, I have asked certain questions regarding my dad when I was really young, and certain maybe repressed memories, and perhaps I will get some clearer answers in the future where I have a clearer understanding of my dad. But he certainly didn't protect me, and I suppose what him and my mum had, they had me, but whatever they had was on them, and that's their responsibility. And I can speculate as much as I want, but that healing is becoming yourself. So when I signed the community resolution order to stop making videos about James Philip Smirk because he's finding it distressing. Because what it is, right, when James Smirk's giant cock was in my arsehole as a approximately 10-year-old boy, when my boyhood's coming through, I had darker skin and I had eyes that matched and probably testicles that were okay, I found that quite distressing. Sergeant Elliot, you might be a really nice lady. But the shit's on you, isn't it, if you're listening to me? Or maybe it just continues as crime and punishment, black and white, crime and punishment, black and white, crime and punishment, black and white. That's what we do. Maybe that's what happens, isn't it? That. I know that. And everyone knows I know that. And I know lots of variations of that. Because I'm a child sex trafficking survivor, a satanic ritual abuse survivor. I was forced to kill as a kid and do the most evil things and rape as an adult. And I'm still alive. I'm still alive. But I used to say, some people are trained to deal with A and B, A and B, A and B, A and B, and when C comes along, they can't deal with it. So I don't want to come back to the police and report these people directly and ask for you to hold my hand and for you to guide me through, because I need support. I'm supporting myself. I'm giving myself the extra percentages of life. Let's say I'm 65%, you know. Not devaluing myself, but I need a lot of support to get up to that 100% safety, including other humans. So I've got my side bag, I'm letting everybody know that I'm a rapist, but I've got myself, I'm changing. I've got my bead, it's my faith. The network would love this because there's loads of juice on this, because when you're in, you've got nothing and you're fucking thankful for it, even if you're a kid. Because if you was gone, the world would be a fucking better place. So you eat your meal, you shut the fuck up, and you get back upstairs, and someone might come up and deal with you if they hear so much as a peep. And don't worry, you get peeped on all of your life. Everything is theirs, even the dirt under your fingernails. So I've got myself. Look, I'm here, I can take it. I can take it as much as you give it. Do you want to find an edge? Or do you want to create an edge? Or is this part of the helping? You're helping me. Like James and Carol were helping me. As the penny dropped. Boring, innit? Bores me. It bores me. Like my mum's Fanny used to bore the shit out of me. It was bloody boring. It was boring, but I still love you, Mum. I'm an adult, I just want to get on with my life. I just want my mobile phone, my tablet, a CPTSD diagnosis, because I don't need to have a university doctor's degree to know that I have CPTSD. I want a neurodiversity or neurodivergency assessment, because I was discussing with a member of staff at Cypher what the correct term is. I like neurodiversity. I'm not going to name this. I'm going to bring some boundaries in with some names. But I still like neurodiversity. So I'd like a CPTSD diagnosis. And I'd like a neurodiversity assessment and an understanding of where I fit in the neurodiversity spectrum, whether that's autism, Asperger's, ADHD, then I can start to be empowered to get on with my life. So that's what I'd like, a CPTSD diagnosis and a neurodiversity assessment and hopefully a diagnosis of some form of autism or the equivalent, because that I believe I have autism. I'd also like the correct benefits so I can live independently in the community and I don't have to eat chips off a bin or beg or ask the public for money. So I could just go to the bank and I can buy an energy drink. I can buy a fucking special rapist's brew of Tenzing energy drink. I can buy a nice meal deal. I can live, I can buy some new trainers. I can go on the fucking train. I can be a special needs guy, can go on the train and I can wait for a member of the Satanic Murderous Paedophile Network to meet him in the Leeds train station and bat the fuck out of him. And he can't go to the Queen's Hotel again where he took his girlfriend Rebecca before he raped her some years later. Oh, don't ask her, Liam, just take her there. Take some pictures in the lift, but don't tell her, just do it. Because we work with all the energy, we know we've got you. As soon as you get her in the room, shag her on the bed. Don't stay out, no. Have a meal and get her home. Nick some towels. And then you'll throw a bloody towel out the window when you rape her and threaten overhammer and behave like a monster for a network who change your locks and rape you afterwards and change your work location. And I was lucky not to have got killed. Some people, including a friend, DAS associate who was a bodybuilder, some people really stuck by me because they knew I'd done something monstrous, but they knew I wasn't a fucking monster. So I forgot where I was. I don't think I've been on this field before. There's a lady over there sat down. I'll give her some space. I'm so aware of everyone and everything. My grandmother, to the best of my knowledge, used to take me out and get me to look at people's handbags and bodies and look at how much is in there, look at what they've got. Oh, look at what they've got. That'll be you one day, you dirty little disease-ridden dog. Remember what we took from you. We remember what we taught you. We know you've got loads of beautiful jewels with your Somali roots and your natural intuitive energy. We know you've got loads of juice because we sell it to the Satanic Murderous Paedophile. We know you're so beautiful, but we take it all. We take it all, little boy. So get on that cock. Get on your mum's fanny. Open your arsehole for your uncle's giant cock. We take it all from you. If your friend gives you a CD or anybody gives you anything at school, they know as soon as you come in that something's in the house, some love, and they take it. They turn it into something that isn't love. You can't have anything. Your friend and his mate. I had two friends. I wasn't really super close to them at school, but I suppose they were my mates. But then when I left school, I used to see them occasionally. I don't want to use the names because I don't really want to. I'm going to give them fake names, David and Terry. And they used to take me to the Clarendon pub and I'd watch the football with them. And I didn't know this at the time because I was just lost in being a people pleaser who got abused. But they used to protect me. But my Uncle James basically said that what I had to do to start destroying the relationship, and I think Terry's granddad, God rest him, had died at this time, or he was ill, but regardless, Terry's granddad was a huge part of Terry's life and he had so much love and respect for him. So I had to basically say, because we don't want it down to the wire, we don't want the big hammer to fall, you have to basically tell him, whether it's in these exact words or not, that your granddad's a cunt. What you got to say? What you been doing, Liam? Oh, tell us. I'll change it. I'll destroy it. I'll kill it. I'll take it from your soul. I'll see it in your eyes that you're fucked. You'll know that you're fucked, and then we're back to square one. I sometimes now walk with my teeth out. My mum used to tell me to close my mouth all the time, which is interesting really, isn't it? Probably. People will think you're fucking daft. Close your mouth, you silly cunt. But it's energy, isn't it? That's my power. They know where it all is. Come and sit with Mum. Go for a drive with your Uncle James. Go and dog sit for your nana for a fiver all day and they'll feed you shit. I think Mark took me to Bradford to be gang raped. But I loved Mark. I liked Mark. It's repressed, but I think he maybe even said that he didn't want to have to do it, but he did it, and maybe I'll get him in the future and he'll kill himself. And there's a different understanding when you're lost in a network, because they're evil cunts, but they're forced and they're converted to be evil cunts. I went into Wicks's with Mark as a kid, and he threw a sweeping brush over the gate, and then we went around and he nicked it, and I think he said that's a command. It's a ritual. And then looking back, as you do when you've been so fucked up, it's like they know they're taking your manhood from you as well as your boyhood. It's all a very intelligent system. It's a very intelligent system. Sat in the bedroom waiting for Uncle fucking Big Cock to come back to my mouth after he's been converted. And he's given me his spirit level bubble. Spirit level, because I liked it. Because I've got special needs and I was fascinated by it. Just like his cock. I think one of my aunties said, oh, you shouldn't have that, tools are for men. But they don't care. They don't care, because if they send the glitch to your school, to your other family, to your friends, that's the empowerment of people being a bit concerned or a bit disturbed. Or another friend, who I'll give a different name, Marcus. We had a Marcus, but this is just an example name. So no, not Marcus. First name, example name, Mitchell, pretend name, which messes with my obsessive compulsive disorder a bit, because I said Kim, the gangster surname, could have possibly been Mitchell. So no, we'll Italian him up a bit, okay? Another friend was one of my best friends as a kid. I'm not going to go Mitchell, I'm going to go Mario, okay? Parents, it's like Mario doesn't want to play with you anymore because fucking you keep showing him your penis and asking to see his penis, and you're acting really strange. And you go from like a nice, polite, lovely little boy with beautiful teeth, even though they're a bit big, to a tortured fucking soul who nobody can see. They've changed your eye, so they've disrupted your fucking, what would have been a, well, they've disrupted your relationship with your movies, which were always there for you. Yeah. They've broken your teeth, your testicles fucked, you keep quiet with a terrified smile, and everybody wants to bat a fuck out of you, but some aspect of your vulnerability or your spirit saves you because they know it's not you. Even though it is you. So there was a picture when I was in Welly. I think I was going to release a video recently and I didn't, and maybe I discussed it in that video. But there was a girl who was part of our friend group who was going to put me back in, to the best of my knowledge, looking back. So she was likely going to connect with me romantically and sexually and give me back some of what I'd lost, having been forced to rape my girlfriend and threaten her with a hammer, and my friends are keeping what's left of me alive. But they know, because they're all over your photo, they can see the energy, they can see where it's going, they can see the life, so they change it to death. Is there anything you don't like about her? Oh, just tell us, just one thing, and then we'll go, Oh, I don't like her hands. There's so, I don't... Right, what you've got to say, tell one of your mates, look at him dead in the eye so he knows where they're, where in the back of your head. Don't like her hands. It's out there. So it stops being an innocent young man or young guy who's living his life, is about to reconnect after losing his manhood with a fellow soul who he connects with. It just says something distasteful about her personal appearance, and then your best friend says, oh, it's okay. I won't use an example name, but one of the other males is taking care of her. Sounds distasteful, but she's gone on a date with him now, you know? She's going out with him. Rapist boy, contained flower in a disease-ridden garden. You're fucked, mate. You can't finish the job. We're always there. We're always outside the nightclub. We're close to the church on Greatfield, where your friend who is a foster child takes you to play ping pong, who you met at the bus stop. James, who's cocky suck, who rapes you up the arse, who the police are clearly protecting, drives by. Oi, Liam! Is that your mate? Hey, see you later on. You never get away from him. And then I'm no longer friends with that. I'll give him his real name. I'm no longer friends with Mike, and I loved him. He had his issues, but he was my mate. We saw the Cheeky Girls and fucking some other shitty music artists in the nightclub near Britannia House. And then I went on a night out with him. I think I had my Clarks' shoes on, because I was always getting measured up while they were psychologically, satanically torturing me to the public's ignorance. Well, a lot of the public were blind to it. So then you were a young 18-year-old. I was going to see a married woman at one point, struggling to perform. Did my best. Just looking for any form of the fucking poison anywhere. Anywhere. And they love that. They love it when you're on the poison. Neil used to say, oh, MW. How'd you manage that? Right, what you've got to do, your grandma says, is steal some DVDs from W.H. Smith, which you're an expert at, and sell it. Sell it to my friend's son, who you've heard me having sex with, and there's loads of stories there. What's he here? Tenner, come here. There's another tenner. Probably then reduced it to a fiver. You've done a real good job there. You got your bag on? Now what you've got to say is, I'm just on my way out, because we condition you how to speak, and that sounds like death, doesn't it? And they love that. I'm just on my way out. And then your grandma shuts the door on you, or slams the door on you. You walk out and she says, you can't get rid of the fucking cunt, can you? I've made her an empire. But they say it in such a way where it's just general talk. Well, he's still there. He's still there. So your mum batters the fuck out of you, takes your hair out your head, you go to your nana's for safety, there's bodies buried under your nana's conservatory, and your nana's sold you as a child sex slave. I was once up against the fucking wall on Marfleet, Netto, with my mum ringing me. Mum. Get home now, you silly cunt. So it never ends, does it? It never ends. It never fucking ends. Never ends. Didn't end for my mum. That's why she became what she became. Repressed memory. She just wanted a Madonna books and a fucking Michael Jackson books. But they take everything off you. They took a little brother. I can't even talk about him. I can't even talk. What did they do? Did they kill him with an hammer? Is that what fucked them all up? When they were decent and they had a community on Amberley Close and people used to come and see us, but now I can't even talk, son. Can you come to Kenworthy House with me, little boy? That's where they tell you about your dinner money. Can you come with me? Yeah, I'll come with you, Mum. I think she taught me to masturbate bearing over me. That's one of the major repressed deaths. Mum's always there with you, so you always remember when you're doing it. They're always there. You own it all, Carol. It's all yours. I think we used to stand in a line occasionally and shower our cocks. Take it in tens. See how you're getting on. It's all man. So I just want my own cock back. That's it. I just want my own cock back, and I want to be honoured as a human being. We need to contain this man. We need to contain this man. Seriously. He's very ill. He's very dangerous. I am suggesting a strong dose of antipsychotic medication and 2 nights in cells for what could be considered racist comedy sketch impression of doctor, which is possibly Pakistani. Oh, but patient has Somali roots, possibly patient is not racist, could qualify for being, could be okay for him, you know. So maybe we won't give him strong dose of antipsychotic medication. We won't give him informal admission, or section 2 admission, or section 3 admission, or extra night in cells with policemen truncheon up his anus. We will say, hey man, you're free. We diagnose you with CPTSD. We give you autism assessment or neurodiversity assessment. You know, same thing, different. We give you personal independent payment allowance. You know, when you're a boy and you cannot suck another dick. You cannot lick your mother's bloody vagina one more time. We understand now. You cannot look at this pip form one more time. So we're just going to, hey man, don't worry. You don't have to suck the dick or lick the vagina anymore. We're going to give you personal independent payment allowance. Possibly include you in limited capabilities for work-related activity group because you're a vulnerable adult living in war zone accommodation. It is hell for you every day, trying not to kill yourself, harm your neighbors, or put a brick or a Buddha through the window, or give your devil diamond dragon to the police. We understand you're so patient. So we give you the extra money. Then we will give you offer of support for your testicle. We can refer you to specialist. We can give you option, Mr. Noman, if you want to have it removed. What we can see is there is no cancer in the testicle. It doesn't look bad to us, but we can see it is causing you distress. If you want to have this testicle removed, we can remove it for you, Mr. Noman. We understand maybe you would like to try to save it in your own way. You have extra money now. You can try plant medicine. You can try. The option is there for you, Mr. Noman. Second option, your eye. We understand main uncle abuser who Humberside Police protecting with community resolution order. Satanic murderous pedophile monster from network. He tortured your eye as a boy. He also put penis in your ass and killed your soul. But we're talking about eye, Mr. Noman. So I, Mr. Noman, can help you with optician's appointment. We can refer you to specialist. He can look at your eye, maybe suggest prescription of glasses or treatment, or maybe we can help bring the vision, the vision is okay, Mr. Noman, we understand, but maybe we can correct the eye a little bit for you. Then we can look at your skin. We understand now your skin is not healing, please. I'm going to show you my skin, please. Trigger warning, it's human skin. We can understand your skin is not healing, Mr. Noman. So we can offer you appointment with skin specialist. But possibly your brain is working okay and you are not a dangerous monster who needs to be antipsychotic zombie for the rest of your life. We can give you human dignity And if we help you with testicles, then maybe skin will help itself. And if you have extra financial resources, you can have nice baths with bath salt. You can have energy drink in your cupboard. You can have nice food, chili, garlic, ginger, vegetables, beans and vegan sausages. Oh, you can have blanket. You can be happy. You can have taxi. You can be safe. You can be free, Mr. Noman. So I just want my dignity, really, innit? CPTSD diagnosis, neurodiversity assessment, the correct financial support, and the correct support for my health issues, which I've spoken to you about. You might want to leave the bodies under the fucking buildings of my dead grandmother's house, 115 Dodswell Grove in the conservatory. And my mother, whether she's dead or alive, remember that story? Under the decking of 24 Longford Grove. You might want to leave the bodies of all the victims, children, adults, animals, because they're already dead, aren't they? And maybe some of them weren't born with a fucking birth certificate, so they're gone. They're brown bread, aren't they? You might just want to deal with crimes on a singular basis. Well, you don't have to move too much. But I'm confident some of my friends have got some pictures of Becky after what I did to her. There's some evidence out there because some people care about me. But the care I'm receiving at the moment is that distance, which a rapist-human being needs when they're going through to become an adult. So obviously the police have got me, in a sense, haven't they? That's what Neil used to say. In a sense, Liam, lost your... He'll work it out soon, won't he? I left him a message on a 141 number. Do you know what it said? It's Lee Smirk. Bye! So you might become a satanic murderous paedophile monster who pulls up in a van to threaten me and punishes and kills children and adults by the bucket load and takes their innocence. But I know, underneath all that, what's in your mind? Controlled zombie. Just a frightened little boy who was converted into a paedophile, whose little brother was murdered, Lee Smirk, on Amberley Close. If you look at Joan Heslop's funeral notices page, Lee Smirk might have been redeemed or restored by some fucking Edward Snowden, Julian Assange-esque justice freedom fighter, Liam, the rapist Noman. Because that's where it stems from. Stem. We take care of the stem. They take care of the stem. They take care of the stem. They take care of the stem. Dude. Hopefully the mental health services and the police and every fucker else that has been dealing with me can let my stem be free. Alright. So thank you for listening to this. Fucking fed up. I've established good enough trust with a member of team from the Cypher, initial J. So I'll probably resume with him on Monday, and hopefully the vagueness of him and the service, which I have compassion because they're a human being and the human services, will start to dissipate, and we'll get some clear and concrete answers about my fucking mental health and healing pathway. I have my fucking college week next week, my introduction week. When I was at college in my rigger boots in my fucking 16-year-old years, doing plumbing, because James tells you where you need to go and what you need to do, and when you think about going to Wilberforce College after a good open day with all your mates, your mum tells you need to get in the real world, love. Do you remember my fanny? But they don't say it like that. They call it something else, which I won't offend you while you're eating your meal, but it's always food items and stuff with a little smile, so you know what you don't know. You know what you don't know. You know what you don't know. You know what you don't know, don't you? You know, look at the cunt. He'd be dead soon, won't he? Well, there'd be a better place without him. Alright. Stop it now.